ठीक है, टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट rise of Napoleon. Now on Napoleon, what kind of questions do you expect? So guys, you can expect a question on rise of Napoleon, policies of Napoleon, and then we can expect a question on fall of Napoleon. ये तीन तो direct questions हैं, rise and then policies and then fall. इसके अलावा ना दो specific questions, they are very specific question. One is about Spanish ulcer and other is continental system. These are the 5 most important topics about Napoleon, and we will keep today's class confined to these 5 topics. Now we have done Enlightenment complete with all the thinkers important. Then we have done American War of Independence, American Civil War, American Constitution, obviously, yes. Now we have done French Revolution, first part, and Napoleon. So when we talk about rise of any person, I hope you understand that there have to be multiplicity of factors. The personality of the person himself is important. The prevailing circumstances are very important. The weaknesses of the opponents are equally important. If the opponents are strong, then the rise of one particular person will be a little difficult kind of a task. So when we talk about Napoleon, we will talk about 5 different factors that led to his rise. First is introduction. Napoleon was an extraordinary leader from an ordinary background. See, he is not a born king, neither he is from the family of any very influential noble or a feudal lord. He was from a very humble background, but then he becomes an extraordinary leader with whose name European history stands divided. Most of the historians in Europe write history like history of Europe before Napoleon and history of Europe after Napoleon. He became so important in world history. अब लिखो फुल स्टॉप लगा के साथ के साथ the causes or the circumstances responsible for his rise can be better understood as under number 1, रोल ऑफ हिज पर्सनालिटी. उसकी खुद की पर्सनालिटी कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है वो देखते हैं. रोल ऑफ हिज पर्सनालिटी, फर्स्ट पॉइंट. इसके सब पॉइंट्स बनेंगे अब रोल ऑफ हिज पर्सनालिटी में. नंबर 1, ही वाज अ बॉर्न जीनियस. Number 2, he was a symbol of courage. And fearlessness. Number 3, he was an unparalleled military commander. Last, he was an efficient administrator. Now a concluding line to this part. So he appeared to be a ray of hope. Uday, second point tha symbol of courage and fearlessness. All right, first is over, role of Napoleon's personality. Number 2, second is role of role of the positive works of French Revolution. Role of the positive works of French Revolution. Now, when I talk about the role of positive works of French Revolution, what I mean by it, let's try understand first that what I intend to say here. Now, this is France and this is before revolution, this is after revolution. Before revolution in France, there was monarchy, king will rule, and after king, his son will sit on the throne. Now, an ordinary man cannot come forward. Now, if the son of the king is efficient, good in administrative skills, that's nice. If he's not, he will still get the chance. Then in old France, there was aristocratic value system. And I hope now you remember aristocratic value system, that the sons of the feudal lords and the clergy heads, they will get the same positions, which means that here the talent was not respected, but birth was respected. Whereas once the French Revolution happened, the king was killed. Now France settled for the idea of merit. If somebody has talent, if somebody has merit, only then that person can come to the highest position. And Napoleon represented this element of merit because he was a born genius, he was courageous, he was fearless, efficient administrator. So he had all these qualities. Therefore, people allowed him to rise to that position. Clear? So that's the positive work of the French Revolution. That French Revolution created the scope for identification and rewarding the idea of merit. Clear? Now this is what we mean by positive work of French Revolution. Number one. अब इसके sub points. French Revolution destroyed old France. French Revolution destroyed old France, which was based on class privileges and discriminations. Class privileges and discriminations. Number two. Now the principles of equality. Now the principles of equality and merit. Now the principles of equality and merit were recognized. Yeah, ऐसा लिखो. Now the principles of equality and merit became the basis of state and society. Became the basis of society. Number three, Napoleon occupied the high offices. Napoleon occupied the high offices on the basis of merit. On the basis of merit, as he won the hearts of the Frenchmen. As he won the hearts of the Frenchmen through his phenomenal military victories. Through his phenomenal military victories. Next. Last point I mean, as the French Revolution destroyed the system of monarchy. The system of monarchy, comma, Napoleon was coronated means इसको highest position मिल गई, coronated, CORO, coronated, NATED. Napoleon was coronated in December 1804. In December 1804. Now put a star mark and write. So Napoleon can be called a child of the revolution. Child of the revolution. Now I hope you understand this idea now, why he is called the child of revolution. If revolution would not have happened, the kings would have continued. Louis XVI, Louis XVII, Louis XVIII, Louis XIX. Where would have an ordinary man got a chance to become such a high power officer in France? So the revolution and its positive ideas created the scope for the rise of Napoleon. So that's why he's called child of revolution. December 1804, and it is not on December, it is in December 1804. Did I say on December? In बोला ना, क्योंकि मैंने डेट तो कोई बोली नहीं, तो on तो डेट के साथ आएगा. All right. चलो, third main, the role of mistakes of French Revolution. French Revolution created positive things, but it also created some negative things, which also helped the cause of Napoleon and his rise. Role of mistakes of French Revolution. First point. Against the revolutionary France, which was guided by the philosophy of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Liberty, equality, and fraternity, as well as the Enlightenment ideas like separation of powers, popular sovereignty, and natural rights of men. Now, problem is that when the revolutionary France is inspired by all these modern ideas, the neighboring countries, they are not very happy. Why they are not happy? Let's say if I am France and my people have revolted. Now she's in Germany, she's in let's say Austria, he's sitting in Italy, you are sitting in Russia. So you are the kings of your country, and you feel like if this problem comes to our country, if our people will also revolt like this and start demanding that we need democratic rights, then how will our rule survive? So before the French Revolution becomes successful, you all try to make an alliance, you all will join for your forces and plan to attack France. Now your ultimate aim is to destroy French Revolution. That is what you want to do. And why you want to do it? So that the germs of revolution or the germs of the demand of democracy must not corrupt your people now. But what happened? The problem is France is under attack. Because France is now under attack, the idea of nationalism will grow in France, that this is our country, how can foreigners come and attack us? Now you need someone who can lead you in the military campaigns. And that is what Napoleon is all about, a genius military commander. Now you will have to trust him. Whatever he will ask, people will readily do it. Why? Because they have realized only he can save France from foreign invaders. So that's one of the negatives of French Revolution, that other Europeans made a coalition, made an alliance, and together they attacked France. Right? So इस line को complete लिख लो. Revolutionary France, which was guided by this, came under continuity में चलेगा बेटा, कोई कॉमा कुछ नहीं आएगा. Came under an attack came under an attack when the first European coalition was formed. When the first European coalition was formed in 1792. First European coalition was formed. जैसे कोलिशन पॉलिटिक्स हो जाती है ना, सारी पार्टीज इकट्ठी हो जाती हैं. फर्स्ट यूरोपियन कोलिशन वाज फॉर्म्ड in 1792, which included Austria, Prussia. Prussia is Germany वाली territories. Austria, Prussia, and चार देश थे: Austria, Prussia, Spain, and Britain. Now, what happened when French Revolution originally started, when people revolted for the first time? As I was telling you in this story, when I narrated that story on the first day, I told you that people could not make up their mind that what next they have to do. So there many political groups emerged. One of those groups was called the Jacobean Club. That Jacobean Club was led by the leader called Robespierre. Now they started killing people in the name of revolution. That part of the time when people were being killed without any logic is called the Reign of Terror. When there was reign of terror and people were being unnecessarily killed, now people lost faith in the idea of revolution and they wanted some strong leader to come so that once again peace and stability can come back. That is why people now readily accepted Napoleon. So the second mistake of French Revolution, write it down. As the reign of terror रेन ऑफ टेरर में क्या था, इसका टाइम लिख लो ब्रैकेट्स में, 1792 to 94. 1792 to 94 as reign of terror. 1792 to 94 was extremely violent. Comma, therefore people now desired a strong leader. People now desired a strong leader who can bring peace and stability. Next. Now, what happened after this? When there was French Revolution, initially I said there was one club, then there was second club, then there was third club, and it was all anarchy going on. Because of this anarchy, even the economy started to crumble. Now, when the economy is crumbling, people wanted the revival of economies, and economies will only revive if there is a stable administration and a strong leader. So obviously, yes, they would like to have Napoleon at the helm of affairs. So agla is repeated experiments on the political front. Like you make this one the leader or that person the leader. You are trying to make somebody a leader, but everybody is failing. Repeated experiments on the political front resulted in complete anarchy. Because of which even the economy started to struggle. Economy started to struggle. Next. So the Frenchmen got tired of the excesses. Of French Revolution, and they started clamoring for, clamor means crying for, CLAMOUR, CALMOURING, clamoring for peace and stability. Clamoring for peace and stability. लास्ट में स्टार लगा के लिखो. At this point of time, Napoleon appeared as a sigh of relief. SIGH, sigh of relief. अब लिखो अगला पॉइंट. Role of, first point was role of Napoleon's personality. Second, role of positive works of French Revolution. Third, role of mistakes of French Revolution. Now fourth is role of weaknesses of Directory. Role of weaknesses of Directory. Now before I dictate this, that what is this Directory and what is this all about, let me tell you something about it. When Napoleon was not yet at the helm of affairs, the king has been beheaded. He has been guillotined. Guillotined is to behead the king. King killed. People are now clamoring for someone to come to power. And no constitution as such has finally been written in France. So they decided, let's do a thing. One, let's make a national convention. This convention will write the constitution. But to run day-to-day administration, let us make a 5-member directory. 5 senior members from the French society with some kind of experience in administrative life, they were chosen. They thought that these 5 men will not be like, it will not be somebody that he has all the power. So there are 5 people, they will decide by majority till the time the constitution is not written. Now, when this directory got the power to run the administration, the directory failed miserably. Because directory failed, people thought now we need one strong leader who can help us come out of these crises. That is why they agreed, all right, let Napoleon have all the powers. They thought till the time there is a strong leader, we can be safe. Otherwise, if we make everyone the leader, then things may go upside down. So, role of weaknesses of directory, first point. A 5 members directory, was created in 1795. A 5 members directory was created in 1795 to manage the affairs of the state. To manage the affairs of the state. Subpoint. It was appointed to eliminate the possibility of misuse of power. Misuse of power. भी 5 लोग होंगे, कोई एक आदमी सारी पावर मिसयूज नहीं करेगा. सिंगल पर्सन कैन मिसयूज पावर, राइट? नेक्स्ट, though it was appointed with high hopes, but it proved to be a miserable failure. Next point. Its decision to devalue the national currency. India say that $1 is equal to 70 rupees in India, right? Now, if we decrease the value of rupee further, when we will bring things, like when people have to buy things from India, they will become cheaper for them. So India's exports will grow. But at the same time, when we have to buy things from abroad, we have to spend a lot of money. So it has to be done in a very calculated manner. Directly did it deliberately, and they could not manage the things thereafter. So it happened to be a very high inflation there. So write it down. Its decision to devalue national currency resulted in high inflation, and therefore directory lost its support base. Directory lost its support base. Now, if you do these kind of nonsensical things, so people will stop supporting this kind of a decision of the government, that why the hell you did it, right? Next, moreover, the external policy of the directory, जो फॉरेन अफेयर्स में इसने पॉलिसी अडॉप्ट की, external policy of the directory proved to be a national shame. लड़ाइयां भी हारनी शुरू हो गया अब ये. Proved to be a national shame. Sub point. Even Napoleon failed in the 1798 Egyptian campaign. 1798 Egyptian campaign. CAMPAIGN. Now, even Napoleon failed. He has been hero for the people. People asked, why did you fail? He said, directory did not allow me what I wanted to do. So directly kept on guiding me, even if they were not experts of the matter. So that is why, see, I failed. Otherwise, France would have now been the great power. So people said, such a directory then we don't need. We trust Napoleon and let him be the hero of France from here on. Next point. In the meanwhile, the second European coalition was formed. In the meanwhile, the second European coalition was formed against revolutionary France. Which included countries like Austria, Prussia, Russia, Spain and Britain. Last concluding point. So Napoleon was popularly supported. And he overthrew the directory. In 1799. Last main point. Role of policies and programs of Napoleon. Now, for any person, any leader to become popular, he has to have some policies which should attract the masses and every section of society. This is exactly what Napoleon's policies were like. Number one, the monarchists, the people who believe that there should be a strong king, they are called monarchists. The monarchists were convinced Names of the countries are Austria, Prussia, PRU, Prussia, Russia, RUSS, Russia, Spain, and Britain. The monarchists were convinced of the abilities of Napoleon to restore monarchy and stability. So the people who believe that only strong kings can restore stability in France, they thought that look at this man, he single-handedly can handle everything. He is a good administrator, he is a good military commander, and he can do everything. So let him be the person now. At least he will be like a king and manage the things. Number 2, the French middle class. Middle class कौन होती है? Businessman. Businessman को क्या चाहिए? Economic stability, right? The French middle class was looking for peace, stability, and economic revival. And to them Napoleon appeared to be the right choice. Napoleon appeared to be the right choice. Next, the peasant, जो किसान है गरीब, the peasant supported Napoleon. As he promised them the right over the land, which they captured from the landlords during the revolt. Next, fourth point आ गया. Fourth is Napoleon appeared to be the only hope. For to revive, to revive the glory of France. And last, the immigrants, EMIGRANTS, those who have gone out of France because of this turmoil, because of the revolution, people who had to leave France. The immigrants were hopeful of their return. If peace and stability is restored under Napoleon. If peace and stability is restored under Napoleon. That means businessmen, monarchists, agriculturalists, everyone is happy that Napoleon is coming to power. So everyone started supporting him, and now he has become a national hero. Next, reforms of Napoleon. Now that Napoleon has come to power, he will try to bring some reforms that now will tell us what kind of leader he is, right? Earlier, तो he looks like अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं. Now that he has come to power, let's see what kind of अच्छे दिन now come. Introduction में first point, he was a successful military commander and a great administrator. Second point, his reforms aimed at correcting the limitations of French Revolution on the one hand and to strengthen his own rule by winning the support of people. Now let's try understand what this statement says. I am Napoleon. Now I have come to power, right? I have overthrown the directory. People supported me. So I am in power now. Now, when that I have become powerful, I have become ruler, kind of ruler I am. Now, what I'm saying is I will make policies to correct the limitations of the French Revolution. If there were any limitations, people were fighting, there was chaos, and people were killing each other. Let me handle this situation effectively. And secondly, let me get the support of people so that I can increase my own power as well. I should become more powerful. So I will try to keep everyone happy, but not at the cost that they keep check on my power. At the end of the day, I want to be like the king himself, right? That is what my desire is. So for this purpose, I'm going to make some reforms. Now, reforms are going to be political reforms, economic reforms, judicial reforms, educational reforms, and lastly, we will have economic reforms too. So there are going to be 7 type of reforms which he will introduce. So we will first have small introduction and then we will write about his reforms. Introduction की एक line हो गई. A successful military commander and great administrator whose reforms aimed at correcting limitations of the revolution on one hand and to strengthen his rule by winning support of people on the other hand. Right? Next point. After the outbreak of French Revolution, France was in a state of anarchy. After repeated failed experiments. Napoleon became first consul of France. Now, what we mean by first consul of France, it's like prime minister, right? That people said, okay, you become our main advisor, prime minister. So he was appointed by the people, popularly elected kind of a person who got the power. Now that Napoleon has become the first consul of France, people have shown entire faith in him that only he can manage the things and we can trust him for everything. Once he know that people trust him for everything, he said, now, if you want that this revolution should now become successful and France must become a great nation, I request you to give this post to me for lifetime. if now somebody will remove me, that person will be an enemy of the revolution and they will not give us time to stabilize France now. So people said, great sir, you, as you say, we are ready. So yes, you are on this position for lifetime. Now who is getting any position for lifetime? Obviously a king. So next he said to the people, see, earlier there were people who called themselves French emperors, right? Kings of France. I don't want to be king of France. I want to be the emperor of the French. I will be the king of the people of France, not the people of the country. People said, ये तो बहुत सही आइडिया यार, मैं तो पसंद ही बहुत आ गया, आप तो प्रथम सेवक हो गए, प्रधान सेवक, आप प्रधानमंत्री तो बचे नहीं अब आज के बाद. So this is how he got the powers in his hand, right? Next point. First council in 1799. अब लिखो reforms. Number 1, politico-administrative reforms. Politico-administrative reforms. Politico-administrative में first point. These were inspired by his desire. These were inspired by his desire to create a strong and stable. These were inspired by his desire to create a strong and stable modern state of France. Modern state of France. Right? So whatever he is going to do in politico-administrative reforms, he wants to create a new, modern and a stable state of France. Number 2, he was very well aware that number of excesses have been committed. Number of excesses have been committed in the name of liberty. People have been fighting that we want liberty, and they have been killed. There had been a reign of terror. So people now perhaps have understood we don't want liberty, we want equality. There should be equality. So what if there are restrictions on us? So he was very well aware that number of excesses have been committed in the name of liberty, while in fact the people are looking for equality. People are looking for equality. Now what he will do, he will play very smart with people. He will make them fools and people will not even realize for some time. Subpoint. So he curbed the liberty of the people. लोगों को अब आजादी नहीं मिलेगी. He curbed the liberty of the people to establish law and order in France. To establish law and order in France. So when we say that he established equality but denied liberty, sub point बनेगा अगला. More than 20 people were not allowed to gather. More than 20 people were not allowed to gather. To gather means इकट्ठे नहीं होने देंगे उनको. More than 20 people were not allowed to gather without the permission of the state. Without the permission of the state. ये तो परमानेंट इमरजेंसी लगा दी इसने आज के बाद कि 20 से ज्यादा बंदे इकट्ठे नहीं होंगे. तो बताओ फार्मर अनरेस्ट कैसे पता चलेगा? कर दिया काम पूरा पहला ही, सारी लिबर्टी खत्म कर दी. दूसरा, anyone can be arrested on suspicion. किसी पे शक हुआ उठा के ले जाएंगे. Anyone can be arrested on suspicion. जिस पे शक हो उसको अरेस्ट कर लो. तीसरा, houses could be searched without warrant. Houses could be searched without warrant. किसी के घर में भी पुलिस जाके चेक कर ले, कोई सर्च वारंट लेके जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। जिस पे शक हो उसको उठा के ले जाओ, किसी के भी घर में घुस जाओ। अब सोचो नेपोलियन ने कैसा देश बना दिया होगा। नेक्स्ट, अभी एक और भी है, न्यूज़पेपर्स वर सेंसर्ड। इससे बिना पूछे अखबार में कुछ लिखना भी नहीं। न्यूज़पेपर्स वर सेंसर्ड, CENSORED, न्यूज़पेपर्स वर सेंसर्ड। तो सही कर दिया भाई ने काम सारा। लोग खुश हो रहे थे, ताड़ियां बजा रहे थे, अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं। इसने आगे बताया कि ये होते हैं अच्छे दिन, अब बताओ क्या करना है। अगला मेन पॉइंट, पॉलिटिकल में ही अगला मेन पॉइंट, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेंट्रलाइजेशन was encouraged. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सेंट्रलाइजेशन was encouraged, मीन सारी पावर नेपोलियन को मिल गई। फिर सेंट्रलाइजेशन ऑफ पावर हो गया, तो फिर सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर कैसे होगा? नेक्स्ट, इसका सब पॉइंट, रोल ऑफ इलेक्टेड बॉडीज रिड्यूस्ड। क्या कराने इलेक्शन, छोड़ो मैं हूं ना। रोल ऑफ इलेक्टेड बॉडीज रिड्यूस्ड। नेक्स्ट मेन पॉइंट, he created new civil services. He created new civil services with lifelong guarantee. तो इसने अपने फ्यूडल लॉर्ड्स बना दिए। नेक्स्ट, otherwise he declared that public welfare is the prime objective. Public welfare is the prime objective of the state. किसका ऑब्जेक्टिव है ये? कौन सा पब्लिक वेलफेयर हो रहा है? रूटीन में एक वर्ड बोल रहा हूं, आंसर में यूज नहीं करना, वैसे ही बोल रहा हूं तुम्हें बताने के लिए। साइड पे लिखना इसको, LES, थोड़ा स्पेस छोड़ के, बॉ, BEAUX, BEAUX, फिर थोड़ा स्पेस देके जॉ, JOURS, ल बॉ जॉ, अरेवा, ARRI VENT, ARRIVENT. Next point, critical examination of his politico-administrative reforms. Critical examination of his politico-administrative reforms. All right. First point, his rule was absolute in nature. His rule was absolute in nature, and the national convention, वो जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन लिख रही है ना बेचारी अलग से बैठ के, एक नेशनल कन्वेंशन existed for the namesake. Existed for the namesake. Number 2, he undermined the spirit of French Revolution. The spirit of French Revolution by curbing the role by curbing the role and responsibilities of elected bodies. Next, administrative centralization was against the spirit of French Revolution. Administrative centralization was against the spirit of French Revolution. And last, he curbed the liberty in the name of stability. He curbed liberty in the name of stability. So now we understand that uski jo administrative reforms hain, they have strength and weaknesses both. Done. Next, judicial reforms. Judicial reforms. In the judicial reforms, let's start with first point. These were most remarkable of all his reforms. Of all his reforms. Second point, he appointed a committee of experts. And in 1804, Code of Civil Justice, CODE, Code of Civil Justice was formulated. Code of Civil Justice was formulated. Subpoint, it was renamed as Code Napoleon. It was renamed as Code Napoleon in 1807. 1807. Next main point. It gave rule of law. It gave rule of law and equality before law. It gave rule of law and equality before law, which inspired most of the countries in future. Which inspired most of the countries in future. Because these are good reforms, so we cannot critically evaluate them. These are genuinely good reforms. बस एक स्टार पॉइंट लिख दो. Under this Code Napoleon, the practice of regulated marriage and divorce began. The practice of regulated marriage and divorce began. मीन्स आपको प्रॉपर मैरिज रजिस्टर करनी होगी, डिवोर्स भी ऐसे नहीं दे दोगे, प्रॉपर उसके लिए भी प्रोसीजर फॉलो करना होगा. दिस स्टार्टेड अंडर कोड नेपोलियन. नेक्स्ट, एजुकेशनल रिफॉर्म्स. Educational reforms. Now, when we talk about educational reforms, number 1, पहली लाइन आज तुम्हें वो समझाएगी जो तुम्हें आज तक कभी बताया नहीं गया. Under Code Napoleon, regulated marriage and divorce began. Practice of regulated marriage and divorce began. Is it okay, beta? All right. First point लिखो educational reforms में. Napoleon was aware of the fact that control on education keep people in control. keep people in control. So, guys, Aristotle, whom we called father of political science, in his great book called Politics, he said, in any country, there can be hundreds of reasons for which people can revolt, right? Kings are not good, people can revolt. Prime ministers are not good, people can revolt. Anything may happen and people can revolt. Now, what is the method to keep people in check that there is no revolt? Educate them in one such manner that they believe that respecting authority is good. So education is the biggest tool in the hands of state to keep the people in control. And now today you will realize something. When we were very young, we started going to school. First, they asked us to wear a same uniform. Why? It was like military discipline. All soldiers wear the same uniform. Then we were asked to come in queue and march past right, left karte hue for the assembly. Attention, stand at ease, and then the national anthem. Every morning, it was the process. Don't you think it was kind of indoctrination for the nation? कि देश से प्यार करना है, फौज की तरह रहना है, मैनर सीखो, बिहेव किया करो, रिस्पॉन्सिबल बनो, everything taught in schools. Right? So this is one method of education as well. अब तुम्हें नेपोलियन के साथ ही ज्यादा समझ आएगा. अब लिखो. Sub point, control over education. Control over education creates an opportunity. Creates an opportunity to inculcate a typical ideological thinking. Inculcate a typical ideological thinking among the people. सब लोगों को एक जैसा सोचने पे लगा दो कि देश के लिए जान दे देंगे. वैसे देश से बड़ा कुछ होना चाहिए बस. एग्जैक्टली ह्यूमैनिटी ज्यादा बड़ी होनी चाहिए. चलो नेवर माइंड. नहीं, देश ही सबसे बड़ा होता है. देश के लिए जान देनी होती है और लेनी भी होती है. अगला सेकंड पॉइंट. सो ही ऑर्डर्ड टू रीडिजाइन द स्कूल सिलेबस. मैं बताऊंगा क्या पढ़ना है. रीडिजाइन स्कूल सिलेबस and got all the books rewritten. All the books rewritten. ऐसे थोड़ा अब 1857 का रिवोल्ट ही फर्स्ट वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस होगा. अब पाइका विद्रोह फर्स्ट वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस होगा. हम बताएंगे क्योंकि हमारी सरकार है. इतिहास क्या था. डन. अब समझ आ गया किताबें क्यों बदल जाती हैं सरकार बदलते ही. ऐसा नहीं बीजेपी करती है, कांग्रेस भी करती है. वे ऐसा ना, कोई ऐसा मत सोचना कि मैं प्रो बीजेपी या एंटी बीजेपी हूं. ब्यूरोक्रेसी की पहली चीज क्या होती है? न्यूट्रलिटी. राइट. सो न्यूट्रल रहना हम लोगों ने. आज सुबह भी मैंने बच्चों को जोक सुनाया था. देयर इज अ वेरी पॉपुलर जोक दैट फ्यू पीपल वर ट्रैवलिंग इन ट्रेन, अननोन पीपल, and it was very very cold that day. So one of the co-passengers, he said, don't you think this time the winters are too harsh? Everybody started beating him. कांग्रेस के टाइम पे नहीं होती ठंड. The last line is, he got the school syllabus redesigned and the books rewritten. Next point. New schools were established in 1802. New schools were established in 1802 called LYCEE. LYCEE. LYCEE, in which the state appointed teachers were to ensure strict military discipline. Strict military discipline. इसका एक और सब पॉइंट स्टार लगा के लिख दो. In 1808, In 1808, French University was established. And thereafter, teacher training institutions were established. Next point. Critical examination of his educational reforms. Critical examination of his educational reforms. Number 1. These were path breaking reforms. बहुत जबरदस्त reforms हैं. These were path breaking reforms, and for the first time, large number of schools and colleges were established. Large number of schools and colleges were established with proper school curriculum. With proper school curriculum. Next, second main point इसी में critical estimation में, women and poor education. Women and poor education was still neglected. This education policy did not encourage free thinking. Next, economic reforms. First point, he established Bank of France. He established Bank of France in 1800. So अब प्रॉपर एक बैंक बन गया, मॉडर्न आइडियाज वहां पर भी स्टार्ट हो गए. सेकेंड पॉइंट, an extensive network of roads was constructed. रोड्स बनेगी तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इंप्रूव करेगा, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इंप्रूव करेगा तो ट्रेड एंड कॉमर्स इंप्रूव करेगा. If the roads are there, then transportation can improve. If transportation improves, trade and commerce improves. When trade and commerce improves, only then industrialization becomes meaningful. Right? Next, he encouraged the policy of laissez-faire. That means freedom of trade. He adopted the policy of laissez-faire to encourage trade and commerce. Next, he imported machines. With an aim to encourage industrialization in France. Next, he adopted specific policies to protect the French industries from external competition Next, with an aim to establish with an aim to establish economic dominance of France, with an aim to establish economic dominance of France, comma, he introduced continental system. As I told you that we will write a very detailed note, a separate note on continental system, so I will explain it there, right? Continental system. Next heading, last reforms, religious reforms. Religious reforms. So guys, now we are talking about his religious reforms. Look at the smartness of the man. Number one, he was aware of the political significance of religion. धर्म को यूज करके राजनीति में कितना फायदा होता है उसको साफ समझ आ चुका है. He was aware of the political significance of religion. Second point, as Catholic religion promotes discipline. अगर लोग कैथलिक होते हैं ना तो दैट मीन्स दे नेवर प्रोटेस्ट. प्रोटेस्टेंट्स ने प्रोटेस्ट किया, कैथलिक्स तो हर बात मानते हैं. दैट मीन्स दे लिव इन डिसिप्लिन. सो एज कैथलिक रिलीजन प्रमोट्स डिसिप्लिन, कॉमा, he declared it the religion of the majority of Frenchmen. He declared it the religion of the majority of Frenchmen. और साथ में पता क्या बोलता है? I aim for secular state, choose your religion. तो कह रहे हैं ना, ज्यादातर लोग लेकिन कैथलिक रहेंगे, बाकी तुम चुन लो. तो क्या ही चुन सकते हैं अब लोग, जब राजा बोल रहा है कि तुम्हें कैथलिक रहना है. दूसरा, now after telling this that people will believe in Catholic faith, he met the Pope, and you know what he told the Pope? If, see, now I have given you support of people remain Catholic, but you have to agree that the property of church will be taxed. Now if you will not allow me to tax the property of church, I will call myself Protestant. So he made Pope agree to give money to Napoleon so that he can use it for his military expansion. Second point, in 1801, he signed Concordat Act. Concordat, C-O-N, C-O-R-D-A-T, Concordat, C-O-N-C-O-R-D-A-T, Act, A-C-T, Concordat Act with Pope, P-O-P-E. In 1801, he signed Concordat Act with Pope, whereby Pope recognized state control over church. Pope recognized state control over church. So these are his religious reforms. So we are done with all the reforms of Napoleon. Now we have to talk about decline of Napoleon. If someone's rise was because of multiple factors, I hope you understand his fall will be again a result of multiple factors. So next is decline of Napoleon. Let's start with the heading, introductory line. Napoleonic Empire emerged at a rapid pace. Napoleonic Empire emerged at a rapid pace, comma, within a decade, it brought almost entire continental Europe under his control. But it declined at it declined at almost equal pace. Declined at almost equal pace. 10 साल में बना, 10 साल में खत्म हो गया नेपोलियन. Now why it happened so fast? So we should understand these reasons. Number one is limitations of Napoleon's personality. If he had good qualities that made him powerful and become the leader, he had bad qualities too that will lead to his decline. Now, limitations of Napoleon's personality. Now, we said he is a born genius, a great leader, an efficient administrator, a great commander. These are his good qualities. Now, what are his bad qualities? Number one, he was over ambitious. सारा यूरोप थोड़ा जीतते होते हैं यार, सबको थोड़ा दुश्मन बना लेते हैं. He was over ambitious. सभी से लड़ी जा रहा है, ब्रिटेन से पंगे ले रहा है, जिसके पास बेस्ट नेवी है उनको कह रहा है तुम्हारे साथ नेवी की लड़ाई लड़ूंगा आ जाओ. इतना ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस तो मरवाता ही मरवाता है. फिर दूसरा ओवर एम्बिशियस, पहला क्या लिखा हमने? ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट, ओवर एम्बिशियस एंड ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट. ओवर एम्बिशियस एंड ओवर कॉन्फिडेंट, ये पहली लिमिटेशन हो गई. ऐसे लोग ज्यादा देर सक्सेसफुल नहीं रह सकते. Second, he was autocratic. Autocratic is opposite of democracy. If you are not democratic, then you are autocratic. Means you believe in absolute control of powers in your hand. He was autocratic in his outlook. Number three, he was opportunist. He was opportunist and selfish. You know what he did? That we have to talk otherwise, but what exactly he did? He went to Spain, right? When he reached Spain, people of Spain were fed up because they were also being ruled over by the French rulers only from quite some time. It was a tradition in Europe that the king of France will have the right to appoint the king in Spain. And when the king of France will appoint a king in Spain, usually he will appoint his brother as king of Spain. It has been a tradition in European history. It was going on for quite many years. Now, when Napoleon reached here, people of Spain said, Mr. Napoleon, what are your plans? He said, I come from revolutionary France, which believes in the idea of liberty. So people of Spain said, great, if you believe in liberty, perhaps we will also get liberty from French unnecessary interference in Spain. He said, wow, that's a nice idea. So people of Spain supported him and he overthrew the French kings in Spain. Now that the French kings are gone, people of Spain thought we will get some kind of democratic rights. He said, here is my brother Joseph Bonaparte. Now he is your king. It has been a tradition that whosoever rules France, his brother becomes your king. So Joseph is my brother. And irrespective of the fact that Joseph is not fit for the job, he has no experience, no talent, no merit. But because of being brother of Napoleon Bonaparte, now Joseph becomes the king of Spain. Isn't it opportunist and selfish that you have taken an opportunity, grabbed it immediately and forgot that what exactly is the rule of merit? Right? We will write about all this when we'll write about Spanish ulcer. Right? Next point. He was a revengeful personality. He was a revengeful personality. बदले बहुत लेता है लोगों से और बदले की भावना तो वैसे ही मरवा देती है. He was a revengeful personality and this turned his friends into enemies. दोस्तों से भी बदले लेने शुरू कर देता था, तूने ऐसा क्यों किया? Turned his friends into enemies. Now think of a man, any person, as healthy as anyone can be. Just think of a person, someone who started riding a horse in 1798. He went for his first continental war, and now it comes 1814 and he's still sitting on a horse because he's constantly fighting. That means for last 16 years he has been constantly riding the horse. इसको तो sciatica pain होगी, कोई ना कोई बीमारी तो लगी होगी ना. So he died of illness because of his health concerns, which he could not manage properly due to his constant wars. तो ये भी तो इसकी पर्सनालिटी का होगा ना कि मैनेज ही नहीं कर पाया. He had to stop someday, he had to take some rest, but he constantly kept on working, and working in the sense of fighting wars. So last is, during the last phase of his rule, During the last phase of his rule, he suffered serious health concerns. He suffered serious health concerns. ये हो गया जी फर्स्ट पॉइंट. चलो फिर नेक्स्ट लिखो. Contradictions in the policies of Napoleon. कहता कुछ है करता कुछ है. Right? Say something and do something different. Is doing something different. That's the problem. Number one, there was a lot of difference. There was a lot of difference between what he was preaching and what he practiced. What he preached and what he practiced. Second point, he claimed to be the child of the revolution. But some of his policies and programs undermined the ideals of the French Revolution itself. Ideals of the French Revolution itself. Next, he imposed absolute rule. And curtailed the liberty of the people. Next, his educational reforms neglected women and poor. Next, he curbed the powers and responsibilities of elected bodies Next, he appointed his brothers and other relatives in high offices irrespective of the fact that they had no merit. Next, he claimed to be a symbol of nationalism in France. But outside France, he undermined the nationalist aspirations of the Italian German and Spanish people. Italian, German and Spanish people. So what exactly is the fact here? When we are talking about Napoleon's time up to 1815, the country called Italy was not a country. It was divided into many parts. The country today called Germany was not a country. It was divided into many parts. And I just explained that in Spain, the rulers of France used to rule. So what he did, people of Spain wanted freedom, but he did not give them. So the idea of nationalism in Spain, it was undermined. Similarly, people of Italy wanted to make one Italy, but he kept entire Italy under his control, foreign domination. Similarly, Germany. So in France, you talk about the idea of nationalism, that this is our country, we have to save it, and then there should be feeling of nationalism. Whereas outside France, you undermine the feeling of nationalism. So these outsiders will turn your enemies, and they will help everyone who want to defeat Napoleon. That is the reason for your failure ultimately. Next point. This is like first point was decline of Napoleon में limitations of his personality. Second was contradictions in his policies and programs. Third is limitations of the character of Napoleonic Empire. Limitations of the character of Napoleonic Empire. Now, when I say na limitations of the character of Napoleonic Empire, let me first make you write three things and then I will explain them. Number one, it lacked institutional basis. It lacked institutional basis and was based on personality of an individual. See, if an empire is based on the personality of an individual, so as long as the person is there, the empire is there, because it was Napoleonic Empire. So once Napoleon is dead, empire is dead. For example, what happens is, let's say Babur came to India, but he did not establish Baburic Empire. He tried to establish Mughal Empire, right? It was not on an individual. So Babur died, but the Mughal Empire survived. Humayun came. Even if Humayun was not very strong, Sher Shah defeated him. But then Akbar came from the same family, re-established Mughal Empire. Now successors of Akbar like Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb, they continued doing the same policies, following the same policies, and the Mughal Empire survived and it continued. Now, why this empire continued, irrespective of the fact that Aurangzeb died in 1707, but the Mughal rule continued up to 1857 when Bahadur Shah Zafar was ruling. Why it survived? Because it created institutions. What are these institutions? For example, they created the office of Mansabdar. There is an office of Patwari. There is an office of Kanun Go, right? So they created so many offices. These officers will manage the show. Napoleon, he said, everything will be done by me. No institutions, no regular practices. Once the man is gone, the empire is gone. That's the biggest problem. Today, let's say in India, we have India. There are institutions to manage India. There is president, there is prime minister, there is parliament, there is judiciary. So there is executive, there is legislature, there is judiciary. We have institutions. Unfortunately, the president dies, Chief Justice of India becomes the president. Unfortunately, prime minister dies, parliament says he is the new leader, he becomes the prime minister. So there are institutions. Whatever happens, the nation continues, the empire continues. Napoleon could not do anything like this. I hope this is clear to everyone. Next, over centralization, that all decisions will be taken by Napoleon himself. Over centralization left little scope for local initiative. left little scope for local initiative. Next, this point तो I hope is self explanatory. सारी पावर उसके पास है, कोई और डिसीजन ले ही नहीं पा रहा, तो प्रॉब्लम बढ़ती गई. नेक्स्ट, he started his journey as a liberator, that I will liberate the people from oppressive rule and unnecessary conflicts. He started his journey as a liberator, and therefore welcomed by even the people of Italy as well as Germany. Comma, but his despotic policies, despotic क्या होती हैं, जिनमें democratic element ना हो, something that lack democratic element. His despotic policies and imperialistic control eroded his popularity. And therefore all other nations joined hands to defeat him in the battle of Leipzig. वाटरलू इसके बाद हुआ था, जो मेन इसकी डिफीट थी. In the battle of Leipzig, 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 1813, Battle of Leipzig, 1813. Last heading, mistakes made by Napoleon himself. Mistakes made by Napoleon himself. Now, what mistakes did he made? Let's understand. Number one, his continental system. Resulted in, I told you I will discuss the continental system. His continental system resulted in destruction of his empire. Number two, his policy towards Spain. Proved to be a great disaster. And last, तीसरा point, his Russian campaign, Russia, Rus, R-U-S-S, his Russian campaign of 1812 proved to be yet another, और अब ये समझ लो, Spanish ulcer or continental system I'm going to explain here on the board. Now, when I talk about his idea of Spanish ulcer, first of all, what I want you to understand is, you have to tell, Russian campaign बता रहा हूँ बेटा, वही तो क्या ये कराऊंगा ना भी Spanish ulcer के साथ ही, ठीक है, भाग थोड़ा गया अभी. Ulcer, what is ulcer? It is a minor ailment. छोटी सी बीमारी है, तुम्हें अल्सर हो गया, मुंह में छाला हो गया. If you take precaution, if you take timely medicine, तो ये तो ठीक हो जाएगी. But if it is neglected, then it can turn into cancer that can lead to death. Right? Ab, what happened in case of Napoleon? He went to Spain with the promise of liberty, as I just explained. When he went to Spain with the promise of liberty, the people of Spain welcomed him. They started supporting him. but then he installed his brother Joseph as king of Spain. Why? Because it has been a tradition that who rules France, his brother rules Spain. Now he tries to impose the rule of his brother, and people of Spain revolted against this. When people of Spain revolted against this, there started Spanish war, right? Now, when the Spanish war started, the people of Spain were very smart. Instead of coming open and fighting a war, they started guerrilla war. Now, what is guerrilla war? It is like you keep yourself underground, hidden, and continue to fight, like skirmishes, terror attacks, things like this. When this guerrilla war started in Spain, Britain, who was enemy of Napoleon, Britain started supporting Spain. Britain gave them money, men, material, all the arms, ammunition, men, money, material, everything given by Britain to Spain. With British support, the Spanish War became very big challenge for Napoleon, and he mishandled it. He should have either tried to solve the problem democratically, he could have kept Spain under his control with little democratic element, but he was hell bent upon keeping it under control in a despotic manner and continued the fight for 5 years. And when after 5 years he failed miserably and he had to leave Spain, now it left a message for others that all of us can revolt and get rid of Napoleon. So his mishandling of Spanish ambitions or Spanish nationalism proved to be a Spanish ulcer, and he died because he mishandled it. That is what we mean by Napoleon died of Spanish ulcer. Second thing is his continental system, and with this continental system I will link Russian campaign as well as Spanish ulcer once again. Now, because Britain is making so many coalitions to fight against Napoleon, right? In every coalition in Europe, Britain was always a partner. So Napoleon was getting fed up of Britain. Napoleon thought, I have to teach a lesson to Britain. Now, he realized that Britain's biggest strength is its global trade, because Britain is the leader in the trade. If somehow I can destroy global trade of Britain, I can bring Britain on its knees, right? इसको घुटनों के बल गिरा दूंगा मैं, ये मेरे से माफिया मांगेगा. I have to compel Britain to come and beg in front of me. Keeping this idea in mind, he came up with the idea of continental system. This continental system of Napoleon is like economic blockade of Britain. Now, what he is trying to do, how he will implement this economic blockade or continental system. This is continental Europe. This is island nation called Britain, right? And this is France in Europe. Napoleon said, now this France will control Spain, Portugal. Then this France will control Germany and Italy territories. This France will even reach up to Russia. So this entire European continent will come under control of France, headed by Napoleon. Now, when I control entire continental Europe, I will ensure that no British goods are consumed in Europe. I will not let anyone buy British goods. When nobody will be allowed to buy British goods, Britain will start losing its main market where it is selling the goods. And it will help France in two ways. One, Britain economically will now become weak. Two, in the meanwhile, France can plan its own industrial revolution and can become a supplier to Europe. It will give a wide market to France, and the industrial revolution of France can take better shape. With this intent, Napoleon asked its navy to create a blockade towards Britain so that British goods cannot travel towards Europe under any circumstances. Now, he will keep fighting with these nations, and wherever he will establish control, he will ask them not to trade with Britain. Then he will start passing new legislations of European influence. For example, the legislation of Milan, legislation of Fontainebleau, वो सब नाम लिखे होंगे, वो सिर्फ नाम याद रखने हैं. What he was saying, that if any British goods are found in Europe, they will be treated as smuggled goods. So France ने इन सबको कंट्रोल करना है so that France can deny Britain any trade prospects in Europe. Now what happens? He said if any British goods are found in any of these countries, they will be treated as smuggled goods and those will be burnt by the French soldiers. तो हम पूरे यूरोप में ब्रिटेन को ट्रेड नहीं करने देंगे. He forgot one thing. Britain trades with USA. Britain controls Asia, that means India. Britain has empire in Africa. These countries are consumer as well as supplier of goods for each other. Then how can you control only Europe and destroy the British economy? Moreover, French industrial revolution has not even started properly. How can you supply things to all these countries? They will always smuggle the British goods and you will be involved in unending wars now. With every country you are fighting, don't buy British good. And Britain say, okay, keep fighting, I don't mind. If they will not buy my goods, they will die of starvation. They need my goods. I have no problem. I can continue my trade with Afro-Asian and the American countries. So I have no problem. Keep wasting your time, money and energy. I am enjoying this game. Now, after some time, Russia said, sorry, I cannot do this. The Tsar of Russia, who was initially a kind of friend with France, he said, I'm sorry, yaar, the way you are dealing with this, this is very problematic. I need the British goods, so I need them. So I am opening up my trade with Britain. He said, all right, I am coming to fight with Russia. Now, when he planned the Russian campaign, this is the time when he has to abandon Spain. He has been fighting in Spain for 5 years. Now he cannot fight 2 wars together. So he left Spain, sent a message that he's weak now. Then he sent his great army to Russia. The French army went to Russia. When they went to Russia, he failed to plan the things properly. He sent army in summers. They reached Russia in summers. The Russians started following the scorched earth policy. They started receding back. They knew their country. They knew the topography, the climate. They started moving towards Moscow. Now they are coming towards Moscow slowly and slowly. While they are moving back, they are destroying all the things that can be consumed. No food, no water is left, right? They intentionally destroyed everything or packed the things which possibly could be packed and took them with them. Now, while they are moving back, the Russian winter set in. And you know the Russian winter. It's like full of snow, -20, -30 degrees. This army has come in summers without having the winter uniforms. Now, how can they fight with the Russians in this winter? So this army will die of cold. The Russians are not even required to fight with them now. So Napoleon made 3 big mistakes, fought with Britain through the continental system. It failed. He tried to rule Spain. It failed. He invaded Russia. He failed. So these are the 3 mistakes of Napoleon's life because of which Napoleonic Empire declined.